Hello everyone. I'm Raman from Apna Frankfurt. And today, yes, as you see, the start is a little bit different. Yeah, because today Stefan is with us and he is not the co-host. He is our guest. And from Apna Frankfurt, I'm going to talk to him about Indo-German Film Week 2020. Yes, Indo-German Film Week 2020 is coming from September 24th till September 30th at Kino Babylon in Berlin. And we have with us Stephan Ottenbruch. He's one of the key persons behind the Indo-German Film Week, also founder of Indo-German Film Week. He is also the head of Cinema Babylon in Berlin. And today we will also be having with us Anjana Singh. She is responsible for the framework program for the Indo-German Film Week 2020. She will be joining us in a few minutes. But in the meanwhile, we start the introduction. And today we are going to have interaction with them to understand why Indo-German Film Week 2020 is something not to be missed. Well, welcome, Stefan, and thanks for joining with us.
Yeah, hi, Raman. Nice to see you. And it's a little unusual for me because normally I'm on the other side as a host. Yeah, please, I'm very curious to get your first question.
Okay, so let's start then. Well, Indo-German Film Week 2020. And you are basically the person who created this, right? So how did the idea came up with you? And since when is Indo-German Film Week happening?
Yeah, so this is our 8th edition now. We started our first film week in 2013. Yeah, and before that, I have to go a little bit further back because the start or the initial idea came up after we had Raju Hirani with his film Three Idiots as a guest at Babylon Theater. And at that time, I organized a workshop for Indo-German students, from students from Germany, for students from India, to teach them about story writing. And we invited Raju Hirani as well as his writer Abhijat Joshi. So we had different workshops, not only with the two of Indian artists, but also some German lecturers and professors from film schools and so on. And we did that fabulous screening in the Babylon Theater. That was also for me the first time I did a screening like that at Babylon. I was not working at that time for Babylon. And so it was such a big success in the meaning of, we did a Q&A after. It was a packed hall, so Babylon has 500 seats, so it was really packed. And so the atmosphere was so well that the managing director of Babylon later asked me, why don't we do a festival? Yeah? And so then it took, I think, another 1 or 2 years when we started then. And then that was how the first festival edition was born.
Yeah, no, sounds great actually. I mean, me myself coming from India, it feels really great when Indian movies are being presented at such a large scale in a country like Germany, and that too in the capital Berlin itself. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah. Well, with that, let me move on to my second question for you. Well, Indo-German Film Week, what is the main target that you want to achieve with this initiative?
Yeah, the thing is, we want to bring the best Indian films of the year to Germany. And this is, I have to go back also a little bit to explain how it changed during the years. You know, when we started, it was this way that there was a lot of a bunch of movies, also commercial movies, star-driven movies, which haven't had any screenings in Germany, you know. So at that time, we could look for really some star-packed movie which had never been released in Germany. So that was when we started in 2013. That was also still, for example, the Three Idiots, we screened in a 35mm print. You know, you have to imagine from nowadays where we do all digital, with so-called DCPs. At that time, we screened it in 35mm. So, okay, so that was when we started in 2013. Then the idea came up, why don't we do also a film dinner that was like a monthly event where we invited filmmakers like Zoya Akhtar, Anurag Kapachayab, you name it. So there have been a lot of well-known names from the Bollywood film fraternity who joined us for a Q&A, for example, as I think the Zoya Akhtar, we did it on, how is that film, Zindagi Na Milega Dobara. the film which was shot in Spain. We screened it and had a Q&A with Zoya Akhtar after that. Yeah? And so that was a Skype at that time. So we were also very modern at that time because Skype was not so used for that. Nowadays, it's, as we see now, it's common to do a Zoom call or whatever call. But at that time, it was fairly new. So and all that together, so time after time, the circumstances, everything changed a little bit. The main focus to bring fresh Indian content to Germany still remains the same. But nowadays, we have more films from the art house, so-called art house field. Not so many star-driven movies. And this is because, as I said before, that the star-driven movies nowadays, they are screened day to day, what we also do at Babylon. So we had, before Corona times, there have been each week at least 1 or 2 releases from either Hindi movies or from Kollywood, from Kannada language, Telugu language, and so on, or Tamil language. And this is what COVID stopped. So there have been no professional commercial releases since then. We have to wait still for that. I think in October it may start. We have the first question to get some fresh content from Kannada language in October. But since then, there have been a lot of films which had a screening in Germany, and this is still for the art house films such as Pariksha, for example, or Mouton, and a lot of those films who have been to some festivals worldwide, but have not been screened in Germany.
Yeah, I think somewhere it also fulfills this special thing that we call the integration part, right? I mean, movies, music, they connect people. So by holding such film weeks, I think we are also bridging this two communities and bringing them together, isn't it?
No, definitely. That is something which we on first hand do also with the framework program, as also with the Q&As to understand how our meanings in social life and all-day lives in this different culture, in India as well as in Germany. That is always a very big thing to have those Q&As. But also the framework program does a lot of in this direction, so that we are introduced to different art forms. For example, we have dance, different dance forms from India, like Karnataka dance, or this time we have also a Mudubani workshop. I hope that Anjana will explain that later. This is painting. This is about painting. Yeah. And what else do we have? We have a Bharatanatyam workshop. This is a South Indian
art form.
Dance form. And this is very interesting to bring it in. Anjana comes right in the right moment. You have to switch your audio on, because we just talk about the effect that IndoGerman Filmweek is not about films only, but also about integration and exchange of culture. And that is also where not only through Q&As, but also through the framework program, you come in with your framework program. So maybe you'd like to tell us a little bit more about that.
Ja, Namaste erstmal.
Namaste.
Hi.
Wie immer, wir sind seit 7 Jahren, 8 Jahren zusammen und zeigen unser Rahmenprogramm während der IndoGerman Film Week. Und unser Anliegen ist, dass wir auf diese Weise am besten Kulturaustausch machen können. All die Leute, die einen Film gucken und danach nach Hause gehen und sie wissen nicht, was dahinter verbirgt. Wenn ein Film gezeigt wird, ist nicht unbedingt so in ganzen Indien. Das ist unser Anliegen, dass wir einfach mal durch Vielfältigkeit auch Leuten so ein bisschen Hintergrundinfo geben.
Can we just make a short break so that Raman can do a little translation in English, maybe?
Okay.
Well, would you like to do it, Stephan? Because I am the host today in the call.
No, I can do it. No problem. Yeah, so what Anjana Ji said was that the framework program comes in where the integration starts, because film itself in its language, all the social facets, nuances, and so on, this is something which needs to be discussed, and this is where the framework program and AMIKAL comes in to also help with that bridge building between the cultures. I did it a little briefer, not so you said some more words in German, but I tried to just peg it together what you have said.
Yeah. And I think one key point there, what she mentioned, was also when people watch the movie, there are discussions happening afterwards. It's not like what exactly is shown is just what India is about. It's more than that. And that is also what comes with this Raman program that comes around the film week, which gives a lot of information in that direction, right? Yeah.
No, that's exactly that, because some things needs to be discussed, because things are different. Some things are different in India, but that's also about films in general. You know, it's always and also about the Babylon. It's always a melting pot for different people from different cultures, from different nations. And that's what we also expect in the German film. We not just expect Indian and German guests only, but we also expect people from different nations, for example, Italians and Russians, Polish people, you know, French people from all over the world, from Europe. And this is also what is special about Berlin, because here are so many people from so many cultures. And that's also the good thing with the film titles. All film titles have English subtitles. So let's say if some Indians have an Italian friend, a French friend, or from whatever background, as long as they can read and understand English, they always are with us.
Yeah. And I think what is really important is the movies lineup, which is there. And I have seen the program. I mean, these are amazing stories. When you watch these movies, you carry that story with you. It's amazing to watch it. And I mean, yes, when you have English subtitles, you can definitely watch those movies, even if they come from the regional part of India. I would also recommend to go and watch those movies. Well, with that, I mean, coming to the Film Week 2020 this time, would you like to share some details on the program? As I said, I've seen the program. It's amazing. So would you like to touch on the key highlights from the program?
Yeah, first of all, we have our opening film. This is Pariksha, written, directed, and produced by Prakash Jha. He wanted to come, but unfortunately, due to Corona infection, we only can have a live chat with him. Together with Adil Hussain, he will also join us in the live chat. And Pariksha is about a rickshaw driver who's driving, how can I say, rich kids to school. And this is his day-to-day job, and he has a son who's very bright-minded. And then he thinks, okay, you know, I don't want my son to end like me as a rickshaw driver. I want him to have a better life, you know, to have progress and more progress in life than I can offer him. And so he thinks, why don't we try to bring my son into this school, and to this private school, you know? And so this is where the story started. And Pariksha means Prüfung. What is it in English?
Prüfung is examination or
examination. Yeah, Prüfung. No, not examination in this sense. It's Prüfung im Sinne von, in the sense of. How can I say? Which it's not examination. Examination is if you go to school and have a Prüfung.
Yeah.
But no, Pariksha. Anjana, du bist stumm.
You're on mute.
So was wie live exam.
Yeah. So it's more like an examination in your real life. You are being challenged, and you are facing that challenge. That's the Pariksha. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a Pariksha, and that's also the meaning of in German. That's interesting. There's the same meaning in German, because Prüfung can mean something if you go to school. The same is the school of life, you know. So, and that's a school of life for this rickshaw driver, that he leaves the path of an honest man, and to get enough money for all what that needed, that his son can go to this private school. And that's where the story begins. And maybe Anjana, you can add a little bit, because you have seen the film also. what the discussion will be about, and so also why we choose that film. And maybe you want to add something to that point. You can say it in German. I try to do a translation. You're on mute. You have to unmute yourself.
Ich denke, das ist auch in dem Film sehr gut zu sehen, wie die Wünsche sind, wenn man nicht gleichwertige Bildung bekommt wegen Geldmangel und so weiter.
Genau.
Und das könnte eine Diskussion anregen, wie wichtig ist das, Kinder nicht zu separieren am Anfang wegen des Geldes. Ein Kind geht mit selben Qualifikationen in Privatschule, kriegt ganze Möglichkeiten der Welt, anderes Kind hat von Anfang an keine Chancen. Und das wird in dem Film sehr bewusst.
Okay, let me translate that. So, Anjana ji talked about that. The question if it's a good idea to separate kids, to have kids who have different chances in different kind of schools. So isn't it better to integrate them? For example, also if I may add that from my point of view, because in Germany you have also private schools, but in Germany it's much more common to send your kid to a government school or to a local school, which is normal, and there are all the kids, the kids from the rich people as well as the kids from the normal people. So the differences are not so big. There might be some very rich people who send their kids to private colleges or private. There are mostly then Ganztagsschulen or so, or Internat or so. Yeah. But in India, there is really a big difference if you send your kid to a private school and so. And underneath is saying it, maybe it's much better if you can have kids from all level together to integrate, to have an integration.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I said it in the right way, Anjana.
Ich würde eine Sache noch ergänzen, mein Wunsch, dass die Kinder, die nicht aus dem reichen Haushalt kommen, denen das Regierung irgendwie subventioniert und sie haben dieselbe Bildung wie auch reichere Kinder.
Amazing. Yeah, you're right. Stefan, would you translate that?
Yeah, so this is a wish Anjana ji is bringing to our minds. Why don't government support poor kids so that, or the schools that they can have together both, that they can have kids from poor families as well as rich families.
Yeah.
Maybe that will help fill the gap.
Yeah. And I mean, this what we just now talked about is only about the inauguration movie, the first movie that we are going to have. I mean, there are amazing lineup of movies throughout the whole week. I think there are full movies, there are full feature movies, there are short movies. Would you like to add a little bit on that, Stefan?
Definitely, yeah. So we have a full bandwidth, I would say. We have also some standard movie. We have a Salman Khan movie, Damang 3. We have Bala, which is a recent movie from India with some star power in it. And it's a very nice romantic comedy. We remember Rishi Kapoor and Sushant
Singh Rajput.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
And Rishi Kapoor in Shoot Daisy Romance. Up to titles like Mouton, about a 14-year-old girl leaving a paradise kind of island, which is islands in the south of India, which are 200 kilometers or 400 kilometers of the coastline before, I think, Goa in that direction. And this kid leaves on the search to her brother, leaves for Mumbai. And Mumbai, as we know, is not a very kids-friendly city. And she faces a lot of problems there, but finally she meets her brother, and then it comes out why her brother went there from that paradise island, because he fell in love at that island with another man. This is something which is not, how can I say, which is not in that region, in that local area, they don't want to have that there, you know, and
Yeah.
so he has to go there to start a new life.
Yeah. So I mean, as I said,
Anjana, yeah.
Anjana ji,
you're on good. Okay.
Ja, ich würde was ergänzen. Was uns besonders macht, IndoGerman Film Festival, ist das Vielfalt, was wir zeigen. Und normalerweise, wenn man an indische Film denkt man sofort nur an Hindi-Filme. Und alle anderen Sprachen sind irgendwo im Hintergrund. Und dieser Filmfestival ist nicht nur Bollywood-Filmfestival, sondern auch all die Filme werden integriert, egal ob das Tamil ist, ob das Kannada ist, ob das Odia-Film ist und Bengali haben wir auch regelmäßig. Stefan, kannst du darüber was sagen, welche Sprachenvielfalt wir haben?
No, Anjana Ji is mentioning about the big variety of Indian films. So India produces more than 1,200 or 1,400 films a year, but only a few people outside of India know that among them there are only like 250 or 300 Hindi titles. So we have so many titles and great films from all the other regional languages like Kannada, Telugu, Bengali, and so on. This time also, it's the first time we have a film from Odisha. Actually, the language is a little special also. Let me just, I have to read it honestly. So it's Sambalpuri is a language, which is a regional language spoken in that part of India, and the film is Sala Buddha, which is about an old ancient regime with the kings and so on. It's a very nice story which tells a lot about that historic context.
Yeah.
And so it goes on. Like we have films from Malayalam, like this Muton, but we have also Kalanotam, The False Eye, which is a Malayalam movie. We have Guldastar, which is from Bengali. We have Kasturi, Mask, which is a Marathi film. Nirvana another film where Adil Hussain is in, which is a mixture between Hindi and Assamese. Most of it is in Hindi, but there are also some Assamese dialect in that film. And yeah, so it goes on until Tamil films. Actually, we have a great documentary which is has been shot by a German director, Maya Meiners. She has done the documentary Breaking Barriers, the Casteless Collective, which is about a band, kind of protest band in Chennai. And they have formed to protest against the mind of having the caste system. You know, caste system is not allowed in India for many, many years now, but still in the minds of the people, the caste system is there. And so that's what the film is about. And what we will also have a discussion afterwards with Maya and with a professor. She was a student, Indian professor, who is, but you can explain it maybe better than I, Anjana. He's anthropologue. I don't know what that means in English. I think
Anthropologist. Anthropologist.
Yeah. And maybe you would like to add something to that also, Anjana.
Du hast alles gesagt.
Okay.
So I think as we hear, a program that is really colorful, I would call it. Yeah, it's not just coming from one part of India. It's bringing all the flavors of India to all the people here, and I mean it's a program to really look forward to. People can find more details on the program on the website www.indogerman-filmweek.de. Well, go there, see the program, and I'm pretty sure you are going to be positively surprised about the program. Now, having said that, we just talked about film program there, but there is also a Raman program. There are a lot of activities that happen around it, which makes this event or which makes this film week really special. Anjana ji, would you like to add something on that front?
Ja, wir haben wieder dieses Jahr versucht, in unserem Können jetzt, wie viel wir machen können überhaupt, wegen Pandemie. eine bunte Mischung zu erstellen. Wie immer so ein bisschen Diskussion, das hatte Stefan schon gesagt, mit Maya, mit dem Dokumentarfilmerin. Und darüber hinaus haben wir Workshops, sehr interessante Workshops, zum Beispiel ein Cooking-Show haben wir, Live-Cooking-Show und 5 Tage Culture Bowl präsentiert zum ersten Mal in Deutschland seine Videos. Und um diese Video geht es darum, dass wir jeden Tag ein traditionelles Gericht vorstellen und das ergibt dann am Ende des Filmfestivals ein Thali. Thali, wer nicht kennt, Thali ist praktisch ein Teller, wo viele kleine Gerichte zusammengestellt werden oder erstellt werden. Und das sollte am Ende des Filmfestivals geben, ja?
Let me quickly translate that, Anjali. So besides discussions like with Maya Miners about the cast list collective film, we will have a lot of variety workshops in the framework program. So for example, there is one row of workshops about cooking. So each day we will present a film about a certain dish from India, and all together, all dishes together. How would you translate it, Raman? Bring together a thali.
Yeah, it's a traditional thali that comes from India, and then all these dishes are part of it. I mean, then you can taste all of these dishes together as part of one serving, and that's the magic of a thali, I would call it. Yeah.
And then this program is called Culture Bowl.
Culture Bowl ist eine Organisation sozusagen unter AMIKAL gegründet und Culture Bowl präsentiert beziehungsweise versucht Austausch, kulturellen Austausch bietet an durch das Essen sozusagen.
Ja.
Und darüber hinaus haben wir auch Yoga-Workshop und Madhubani Painting. Madhubani Painting, wer nicht weiß, kommt original aus Bundesstaat Bihar. Das wird in jeden Tag sozusagen wird benutzt, egal ob das Hochzeiten sind, ob das besondere Tage sind, dass man das macht. Es ist eigentlich sehr eine traditionelle Art zu malen. Früher hat man Wände damit mit dieser Art auch gemacht oder gemalt. Heute sieht man auch in verschiedenen Stoffen auch diese Madhubani Painting.
Ja.
Und soll ich es noch weiter sagen oder möchtest du jetzt erstmal?
No, I think it's more or less self-explaining. Also before, in the beginning, I had also mentioned those workshops beside the yoga workshop, but I think this is understandable in English as well as German, that there is a yoga workshop. So you can go on, please.
Und was wir diesmal sehr besonders haben, wir haben Kinderprogramm integriert und es gibt ein Kinderprogrammierkurs, Scratch und ja, das ist für unser kleines Publikum diesmal, erstes Mal haben wir das mit integriert, Kinderprogramm.
So there's also a kids program. It's about Scratch, which is a program language. Am I right? Yeah. So it's a programming language for computer, isn't it? Or
yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
So that is a kids workshop for 7 year to 10 years old kids. And also we have some kids films that I have also to mention. So for example, some of the films like the Kalanotam, which is feasible for kids, the Kasturi Mask is a film for kids. The only problem there is you at least have to understand the language. Kasturi is in Marathi, so either it's for the Marathi kids fairly easy if they speak and understand Marathi, and the English subtitles, because it's difficult to. But I think those films, you know, even if you don't speak the language, they are so self-explainable. So that self-explaining, so that it's not so difficult to follow the action, I guess.
Und wir haben klassische Tanzworkshop, wo auch Kinder teilnehmen können, zum Beispiel Bharatnatyam Workshop.
Yeah.
Okay, and also the dance workshops, like the Bharatanatyam workshops, is good for kids. So this is an invitation to all families from Berlin as well as from far away, like from Frankfurt, Raman.
Yeah.
So bring your family, bring your kids, and there's a lot to experience also for them.
Yeah.
But we have to mention one thing, Anjana ji, that the workshops are also online, correct?
Ja, alle Workshops sind online. Wir haben sogar Anmeldungen aus Indien. Ja, gerade in den Programmierworkshop ist das Plätze sind sehr begrenzt und zum Teil haben wir Hälfte der Plätze schon jetzt reserviert. Ich muss auch sagen, alle Programme sind bei AMIKAL kostenlos. Spenden sind willkommen, aber Spenden sind für einen besonderen Verein aus Bangalore. Es geht um Straßenkinder und das haben wir auch auf unserer Homepage erwähnt, die korrekte.
Let me quickly explain that. So first of all, I will add something for the understanding how it works. So all the workshops are online, but you can experience them in the Babylon also. So we will have it on a big screen at the Oval Room. There will be the workshop. You can experience the workshops there, as well as that all the framework program workshops, they are free entrance, so they don't. So only the films you have to pay for. And but it's very welcome to get some funds for Christen für Straßenkinder. That's the that's the organization where the.
I would actually add here, donations are welcome. Yeah, so donations will actually, so all these programs, these Raman program that we talked about, I mean, starting from cooking show to yoga to Madhubani painting, then there is a kinder program, then there is also computer programming for kinder. I think this is something really amazing that I'm hearing. So all these programs are available online. They are free and anybody can register and be part of this. However, and these are organized by AMIKAL as an organization, but there is also a collaboration with an organization in India. So donations are welcome and all donations will go to this organization in Bangalore, where the money will be actually going to kids who are on the streets. They will be helped and they will be given a better future with your donations here. So
they can donate directly also.
Yeah. So direct donations are also possible. So I mean, you will find all these details on the website www.IndoGerman-Filmweek.de. I mean, now I think we drew a very good picture about what the program is all about. I would like to summarize again. I mean, there are amazing movies to watch, not just Hindi movies coming from all regions of India. So you can experience different culture, you can listen to different languages. But the common factor is every movie has English subtitles. So feel comfortable in watching those movies and then knowing what the story behind is. And because the stories are amazing. Yeah. Having said that, this program is also being shown in the cinema, in Babylon Cinema in Berlin, but you can also watch it online. And all details are available on the website www.IndoGerman-Filmweek.de. And along, please.
The tickets can be bought for the films, for the films.
Exactly.
You get at the Babylon, www.babylonberlin.eu or .de, it doesn't matter. And also for the AMIKAL, you can also go to the website amikal.org.
ORG, yes. So please visit these websites, inform yourself. And there is an amazing week coming ahead, starting on 24th of September till 30th of September. The pictures are amazing. The movies are amazing. The program is amazing. All these workshops are amazing. Be part of it. I mean, come here, experience it, and enjoy yourself. And Stefan would like to add something.
And I have a surprise for you. We will have some interviews. I can't tell so far what interviews, but with the filmmakers. And if you like, you can be part of it, so we can do it together then, you know. So I will let you know, but we are still working on that part. So there are requests from most of the filmmakers to do Q&A. We can't do with all of them, that wouldn't work out. But we will try to the most important films to also organize interviews. And the interviews are watchable as well as at Babylon Cinema, as well as we will put it online also.
Wow, so amazing. You see, so a lot to look forward to the Indo-German Film Week 2020. From 24th of September till 30th of September, there is no way you can get bored in Germany or even around the world, because you can watch all of it through your computer screens, right? So be there again. Yes, Anjana ji.
Film ist nicht online. Film ist nur in Babylon.
Okay, so that's a correction there. Thank you for mentioning this. So movies are only in the cinema. So buy the tickets, be there. All the Raman program, all the framework programs that are around it, they are available online, and you can definitely watch them and be part of them and enjoy the overall Indo-German Film Week 2020, starting on 24th of September, right? With this, again, thank you very much for joining. Yeah, Anjana ji, please.
Zum Schluss, aber das ist nicht unwichtig, wir bedanken uns bei der indischen Botschaft in Berlin für tolle Unterstützung und ja.
Yeah, vor allen Dingen Tagore Institute. So we say thank you to the Indian Embassy to Germany, and especially the Tagore Institute, Malti, and also the ambassador, and they are all very supportive for that festival. And we have to say a big thank you. Also to some other friends and other institutions who support us, but they are, I think, the most important ones.
Yeah, so thank you for mentioning that. And of course, now everybody's, I think, all charged up, and they know what they have to do during the week of September 24th till 30th. Yes, Indo-German Film Week 2020. With that, thank you very much for joining today with me. And well, I think this was really unique that I am being the host and you being my guest. And I really loved it, to be honest. Yeah. With that, thank you very much. And then we stay in touch. Yeah. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.